Hey, what's going on, y'all? Big Sarge, your host of the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast, available wherever you get your podcast from. All right, so day 10 of Houston, Texas training camp has concluded. And joining us today will be DJ Bien-Aimé from ESPN. DJ, hurry up so you can be in the shot. DJ, I was just messing with you a while ago, man. But real quick,
he was just yelling at me off camera. He was like, DJ, don't walk into my shot. Don't walk into my shot. Don't walk into my shot.
You know what?
He was just yelling at me.
DJ.
Now he invite me on.
DJ, that's because, DJ always feels like if there's a camera around, he should be on it.
I don't disagree with that. When you look as good as me, I got to get on the camera. You feel me?
When you do what?
I'm just saying. You feel me?
Hey, speaking of looking good, man, day 10 of the Houston Texas training camp has concluded right here at the Greenbrier Sports Performance Center. Yeah. Hey, that defense looked amazing today. Yeah. DJ, what is it about that defense that the offense can't seem to adjust to?
I think, they're going in year 3 of being in this particular system, right? And they, last year, they really only added, 2 new starters? And even one of the starters was on the team in 2023, which was Sheldon Rankins, right? Yeah. So, there's a lot of continuity with this unit. So, they're just further along. This is, again, year 3. You have some guys that played in the system already, and the system is built for speed, athletic guys that can just play fast. And because D'Amico's going to try to make them think as little as possible, and only have to worry about a couple of things, and they can just play fast. So, right now they've been kicking the offense, but it's been some time. Like today was a bloodbath, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was a bloodbath. Like I didn't even realize on the 2-minute drill that CJ. I knew that they got stopped, but I didn't know CJ threw a pick from my angle. I couldn't see that. What happened?
The pick to Aziz outside.
Yeah. So think about the 2-minute drill. Every single thing ended the same. Pick.
But the crazy part about it was CJ had just made a great throw to Xavier Hutchinson to get them right there. Well, they were within the 5 yards, 5 yards and in. And then all of a sudden Aziz came and got that interception. And that's why I've been harping on talking about him so much, going to that Cover 1 elite camp with Derek Stingley Sr. and the rest of, his teammates here in Derek Stingley Jr., Kamari Lassiter, Jalen Petrie, Kalen Bullock. Like, have you seen or have you noticed in camp him being able to cover a little bit better?
I felt like he was always good in coverage. I never really necessarily worried about that, but I think that, this training camp, he has made more plays on the ball in the air. So if you got a linebacker that can, be able to move sideline, and be able to hold their own in coverage, you can never be mad about that.
What does the offense need to do?
They got to keep repping it, man. They got to just continue to focus on their fundamentals and continue to just execute. Right now, it's been tough, but again, learning a completely brand new offense. I was talking to Neil Collins about it the other day. He mentioned it's basically you have to forget everything you learned before, right? So all the terminology you had before, and learn something completely different. I feel like based off what I've seen, it's been more. Like obviously you see some Ram stuff, but it feels like at the base of it all, it's still kind of like a Patriots type, a style of offense. So we just kind of got to see if they can eventually get everybody on the same page. But right now, again, imagine trying to learn a new offense, and you're going to get the team that's in year 3 of their defense. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be, there's going to be some growing pains to at least start out the year.
And that's the one thing that I've been trying to say throughout my recaps and on Texans Happy Hour and the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast was you got to remember that this is a brand new offense for a third-year quarterback.
Yeah.
Playing with 4 brand new offensive linemen, playing with wide receivers he's not used to.
Right.
And so he is still getting his, footing up under him while the first-year offensive coordinator is doing the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, it wasn't a bad overall it wasn't a bad day for one Texas wide receiver. And that was Xavier Hutchinson, man. I have seen Xavier Hutchinson come alive, and I know that a lot of people automatically wanted to give that starting position to Jaden Higgins, and he may, it may still be that way. Yeah. But Xavier Hutchinson is making it very hard for him to get that position.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody, and they asked me, who the main 4 career, main 4 that will make the roster at receivers: Nico, Kirk, Noel, and Higgins. Ooh.
Got it.
It's a little windy out here.
It really is.
You can see it on my shirt. Win. But but I was like, it's really who's gonna get that last spot, because I think the top 5 is solidified, and I think Xavier Hutchinson is for sure in that. So I would say regarding the offense, one thing that it hit me while I was watching, the one thing that they're missing Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs' competitive spirit, that dog, I don't want to lose by any means necessary competitive spirit. Obviously, CJ has that. Like, other guys have that, but like you heard it from them consistently, and I think that at times this offense is missing that. Like they need their CJ Gardner-Johnson on their side of the offense. And I mean, honestly, Stephon Diggs was that last year, honestly, and obviously he's not here. He's in New England, and ain't nothing you can do about that. But I do think that they are missing that. By hell or high water, however you say the phrase, I'm gonna get my get back by any means necessary. And it feels like they're kind of missing that extra edge aspect.
So real quick, DJ, but with that being said, doesn't that come along with you having to make plays? Like, you can talk all the trash you want, but you got to make the plays. So I feel like in 2 weeks, we'll be talking about how this offense has started to make plays, and I think you'll start hearing more offensive guys be more vocal. But you got to make the plays, because you can't talk trash if you ain't making the plays. Like, you're a gamer. You play college football, and you play Madden. Like, if you down 21-0, you can't talk trash.
But even when the offense was struggling, there still were days last year where, like, Stephon was, like, very vocal. Like, CJ was the same way. I know you remember it was a rain practice in July where CJ was shouting and yelling at the offensive linemen because they weren't doing what they was doing, shouting the entire offense. We haven't had a day like that where, like, you feel like you could feel someone's presence and they're really demanding a lot. Yeah. And I'm not saying they're not demanding. I know they're demanding a lot, but really, like, holding the guys accountable in a very aggressive way that makes everybody get on one accord. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you had Stephon, even CJ last year, you had Joe. Even though Joe missed a lot of time, but we've been around Joe. We know Joe brings that.
Yep,
you know
Joe
what I'm saying?
Does bring that.
So they're just kind of, in my viewpoint, at least right now, kind of missing that. But I think they'll eventually, as you said, figure out Joe eventually be back and so forth and so forth.
And like I said, you got to make, because look, one of the rules that we used to have when I used to play Madden back in the day, me and my boys, you can't talk trash till you score. So if I'm up on you 14-0, you just got to hold the sticks and be quiet.
No,
and I'm gonna be,
not me.
I'm gonna be all in your ear.
I could be down 14-0,
but that was the rule.
I'm gonna be talking.
Right, it's supposed to be right. That's the rule.
I'm always be talking.
But look, but when you got that rule, right? When you got that rule, what does it do? It makes you want to compete more. Not even if you got to kick a field goal, no matter what. I need to get on this board because I need to be able to talk trash back. And that's all I'm saying with them is you can't, like, if you come up, what you gonna talk trash about if Will just got another sack, or Sheldon just got a sack, or it was almost another pass intercepted by Jalen Petrie? Like, what are you talking trash towards? And so that's what I'm saying, is that I feel like they can't talk trash until they can get this offense under control to the point where it's like, it's like a second nature to them. It's just like walking. That's how fluid they should be in this offense, and they're just not there yet.
Thing about rules are made to be broken.
Oh, we know you are one of the king of rule breaking. We know. Peebo, what's going on, man? we know you love to break rules. DJ, tell them where they can find you at, man.
Find me on ESPN. Find me on Twitter at DJ Bien-Aimé. Find me on TikTok, DJ Bien-Aimé, ESPN. Instagram at DJ Bien-Aimé. That's where you can find most of my work at. So,
hey, y'all, he's a whole lot calmer since he has gotten engaged as well.
I'm also on ADHD pills, so that's calmed me down a little bit. But I ain't bringing for this trip.
Oh, God, as I can tell. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texans Tailgate Talk, and follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end, because you know we do everything for the gram. And we'll be right back here tomorrow, day 11, Houston Texans training camp. Hey, happy hour coming up. Big Sarge, I'm out.